Ang hirap makahanap ng tunay na kaibigan. Even sa mga ginagalawan nating mga communities, kagaya ng sa cycling, hindi guaranteed na totoo yung mga taong nakakasama mo, na nandyan sila para sa'yo when you need them. We have to admit na hindi lahat sa mga nakakabike mo, kaibigan mo. Yung ibang friendships hanggang bike lang. Nothing more beyond that. But don't get me wrong ha, walang mali dun. If you're wondering, bakit ako merong ganitong mga realizations? It's probably because I've recently attended weddings where those who were present are friends from the cycling community. And in these beautiful occasions, I've heard stories and I have seen incredible friendships. Kwentuhan ko kayo. Story time! This is Buji Babiera and you are listening to Tambike Session, an Anima podcast. How do you define friendship? Hindi ko to makakalimutan nung minsang tinanong ko yung isang direktor kung ano yung level ng friendship niya sa isang sikat na tao. Itong popular person na to ay si Jeloy Concepcion. In case you're not familiar, he's an artist, a photographer, and meron na siyang libro ngayon. In his field, I am confident to say na sikat siya. Hindi ko siya kaibigan pero bilib ako sa work niya. In any case, so nagtatrabaho ako with this filmmaker when she said na friend sila ni Jeloy. And as someone who have met so many people and have encountered many stories na sinasabi nila, kaibigan nila si ganito, tropa nila yung sikat na taong ganyan, na kaibigan daw niya si established and influential person. Medyo jaded na ako sa mga statements na ina-affiliate nila yung sarili nila sa mga popular or established individuals. Parang ginagawa lang nila yon to build up themselves na, hey, I am this person. So, tinanong ko yung director, yung filmmaker. And I believe na I meant no harm naman when I asked her, gaano mo siya ka-friend? At instantly, sumagot siya. Sabi niya, friend ko siya. Yung tipong confident ako na iimbitahan niya ako sa kasal niya kahit sobrang konti lang yung guest na kaya niyang i-accommodate. Then it hit me na ang ganda ng description na yon when it comes to friendships. Na confident kang sabihin na friend ka, na i-invite ka niya sa kasal. Kasi in this time, di ba, sobrang mahal magpakasal and very practical and ideal na limited lang yung guests mo. And many choose na gusto nila intimate wedding lang, na very close people lang sa couple yung kasali. So if you get to be invited to a wedding, most likely, kaibigan ka talaga nung nag-imbita sa'yo or nung couple, na that person is happy to share an important day of their life with you. Kaya kapag naiimbitahan ako sa mga kasal, hirap na hirap akong mag-decline. And I make sure that I get to attend the wedding. Binablock ko talaga yung day. And halimbawa, magkaroon ako ng trabaho, I automatically say dun sa work ko na, oy, hindi ako pwede ng ganitong araw or I'll not accept any job during that day. Para lang maka-attend dun sa kasal na yon. Kahit pagod na pagod ako, kahit busy ako, I make sure na this day, block off yan. Pupunta ako sa kasal ng kaibigan ko. Kasi I feel like parang, tinuring niya akong kaibigan. And these days, mahirap na talaga makahanap ng kaibigan, ha. Gusto ko lang din sabihin na recently, na-invite ako sa dalawang kasal. They are the weddings of Kevin and Wyrish, tsaka ni Wancho and Riri. At yung isa doon, part pa ako ng entourage. Parang such an honor. Being invited is kilig-worthy na eh. What more kapag napasama ka sa entourage? Parang top-level friendship kasi yun eh, na nabigyan ka ng responsibility to walk during the wedding ceremony. And in my case pa, ako pa yung maglalagay ng cord dun sa couple. Hindi naman sa fine-flex ko na meron akong kaibigan kasi na-invite ako sa kasal nila. Kasi parang weird no, na yes, ikaw na may kaibigan, parang ganon. Pero nakakatuwa lang kasi i-share tong experience na to. Kasi halimbawa, sa kasal ni Kevin, bukod sa napakaganda and emotion-filled yung wedding, nagandahan ako dahil it's also a gathering of friends from the bike community na napapaligiran ng groom and his family. Yung parents kasi ni Kevin and even his brother Kurt ay nagbabike. Ang daming kwento, ang daming nasabi during the speeches na until now hindi ko makalimutan at gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Yung pangalan ng groom is si Kevin Reboledo. Nag-guest na siya dito sa Tambike session talking about bike-friendly businesses. His family owns a small cafe in Katipunan called Kuro. Naging kaibigan ko si Kevin dahil sa cycling. Or actually dahil sa Kuro, dahil lagi ako nakatambay doon. Tapos napalapit na ako sa Reboledo family. Kay Kurt, kay Tita Bullet, tsaka kay Master Raymond. Hindi mahirap mahalin yung family na to dahil they'll make you feel like you're part of their family. Nakasama ko na rin si Kevin Bagbike sa Sagada. Tapos, basta pag nasa Kuro ako and nataon na he's manning the shop, pilot kasi si Kevin, kaya most of the time wala siya. Pag nasasaktuhan ko na nandun siya, wala, nagkikwentuhan lang talaga kami about travel, about airplanes, about flights, and about many things in life, mga mundane things. Wala pang 2 years yung friendship ko with the Reboledos. But I believe na nag-click talaga kami along with the other cyclists na laging tumatambay sa Kuro. Yung friendship namin, hindi lang siya dahil customer ako or hindi lang dahil customers kami, yung mga nagbabike, ginagawa kong friends na nila Master, nila Kevin. Ilang beses na ako nakapunta sa bahay nila. Kasi sometimes they arrange dinner or random hangout lang. Parang na-feel ko na I'm part of their family already. Na sometimes magte-text na lang sila na, "Nasaan ka? Tara, dinner dito sa bahay." Nakakatuwa lang kasi ang dami kong na-meet na tao nitong pandemic. Na ang weird kasi 'di ba dapat sa pandemic hindi ka lumalabas ng tao, hindi ka nakikipag-meet ng strangers or someone na outside your bubble. Pero ang dami kong na-meet in my case. And it's all because of cycling. And I never thought na as an adult, magkakaroon pa ako ng deeper friendships like those na na-establish ko with my high school barkada or yung college friends ko or yung mga kababata ko sa Bulacan or sa Aklan. I thought na magkakaroon ako ng mga kaibigan, pero hindi yung tipong mai-invite ako sa mga kasal nila. And okay lang naman ako doon. Then came Kevin's wedding, and then Wanchos. What I'm trying to say is that cycling managed to break my expectation about friendships. At least for me, and for some other bikers, na feeling nila cycling is just a hobby, an activity. Pero napatunayan namin na cycling is more than just bicycles and bike rides. Na you can form deeper relationships dito. Nung kasal ni Kevin, isa sa mga guest ay si Ebe Dancel. Yup, si Ebe Dancel the singer. Kumanta siya ng 3 songs. Clear niya yung busy schedule niya just to be available on that day because he's friends with the Reboledos. Naalala ko sa mga concerts niya sometimes or sa mga gigs niya, sometimes he even mentions na parang sina-shoutout niya yung Reboledo family. Sinasabi niya na pupunta siya sa kasal ni Kevin. And mind you, Ebe became friends with the Reboledos because of cycling. Sabi ni Ebe, bago siya mag-perform dun sa kasal, madalas daw siyang nagbabike at mag-isa lang siya. Tapos, nagkaroon siya ng 2 bike friends dito sa Maynila, namely Ka and Shotty. For Ebe, laging 2 lang yung bike friends niya dito sa city. At kapag minsan nga, nagso-solo ride siya. Tapos tatambay siya sa Kuro, yung small cafe sa Katipunan. At pagkatapos nun, after constantly getting coffee in that small cafe, sabi ni Ebe, nadagdagan na raw yung bike friends niya. Nadagdagan ng 4. Si Tita Bullet, si Kevin, si Kurt, tsaka si Master. Ang ganda lang dahil laging nasisingit yung pagkakaibigan in between stories of love and family during the wedding of Kevin and his wife Irish. And many of these friendships told were connected with cycling. Sa wedding naman ni Juancho Agoncillo, one of the founders of the cycling community, Everyday Cyclist PH, may isang big table na lahat ng cyclist magkakasama. Most of those who were invited naman are Juanchos and his wife's Riri's friends from UP and their families. It was a fun wedding. And yung biggest observation na nakita ko, ang lalakas ng boses tsaka energy ng table namin from the cycling communities. Minsan nga parang sabi namin, tone down na tayo ha. Parang tahimik lang yung tahimik lang yung ibang groups eh. Ingay-ingay na natin. Pero siguro kasi sanay na kaming sumisigaw sa kalsada. And it's also because one choice there. Siya kasi yung isa sa mga taong nagbibigay ng sobrang energy sa mga participants ng bike rides. Kapag may cycling event, kapag may community initiatives, expected na si Juancho ang may pinakamalakas na energy ibibigay. Nakilala ko lang si Juancho una online lang kasi I was impressed sa ginagawa nila at nung other half niya sa everyday cyclist na si Lance. Nag-organize kasi sila ng community rides and they were based sa Quezon City na sobrang active and incredible yung community members. Ang ganda-ganda nung community na nabuo nilang dalawa. Eventually, nag-meet kami sa mga bike events and started organizing cycling ganaps. Ang taas ng energy ni Wancho lagi and nag-click din kami. Lumalabas yung kulit ko every time na kasama ko tong taong to eh. Nag-guest na rin siya dito sa Tambike session. Nagkasama pa kami ni Wancho sa 12 Stops of Christmas. It's a cycling event in December na may challenges to select bike-friendly establishments. Tapos, need mong mag-finish ng mga obstacles, ng mga ruta. Tapos, na-assign kami to marshal sa stop ng Kuro where we were asking participating cyclists na mag-drawing ng bisikleta from memory. As in, sila, parang arts and craft during that, stop. Whole day kami ni Wancho magkasama and sobrang dami naming napagkwentuhan. And I should say, nag-bonding talaga kami doon. Sayang nga this year, hindi kami magkasama kasi magkaiba yung task namin as part of the organizing team. So during his wedding, sa wedding ni Wancho and Riri, it's such a pleasure seeing people from different bike communities. And all of us are friends naman. Pero meron kaming mga sari-sariling close circles. I should say, in the realm of biking, iba-iba yung close circles namin. Pero nagkita-kita pa din kami and friends pa din naman kami kapag nagkakasama-sama. Pero nung sa wedding ni Wancho, parang automatic close circle na kami. Parang walang nagkakapaan sa table namin. Of course, expected naman, madaming kwentuhan. Kasi nakita-kita kami together. Hindi ko makakalimutan dun sa mga stories na nasabi during the wedding or at least in our table is yung merong isang bike community leader who's fairly young in managing a group. Tinanong niya kami, paano daw ba namin na ma-manage yung toxicity sa mga group chat? So, simple lang yung sagot ko. Sabi ko, wag kang mag-group chat. Nene. Pero kidding aside, wala kasi akong group chat sa first bike ride. So, to those who are unfamiliar, yung first bike ride is my cycling platform online. Unlike many other communities, one-man team lang yung galawan ko sa first bike ride. But I do get help from friends and other members of the bike world. So going back to the story, tinanong nga niya kami kung paano mag-manage ng toxic people in a group. Nagigets ko where she's coming from. Kasi ang laki rin nung pressure when you're leading a community. Kasi you want to manage expectations and at the same time, protect the welfare of your members. May mga responsibility kang pinanghahawakan and it's your job to make everyone safe from these harms. So during reception, while we're waiting for the program, ang daming kwentong na bring up. May mga bike ganaps daw na may mga encounter daw na merong touchy people na parang hinahawakan in places na uncomfortable yung mga cyclist. Yung others naman, kinikwento na may mga other bikers na nagbo-border na into harassment. Tapos merong mga highly opinionated individuals na nakakaawa yung mga tao. Meron pa kang incidents of stalking and, your usual immature and petty stories. Etong mga encounters na to, it can really destroy the vibe of the bike group. While many have opinions against these people, naniniwala naman ako na baka hindi pa nakikilala or nakikita nitong mga quote-unquote problematic people yung grupo na para sa kanila nasaswak sa personalities nila. And of course, I don't tolerate yung acts of harassments and other evil doings. But when it comes to differences ng attitudes and approaches, baka there might be some place for these people and na they can actually vibe well with. Naniniwala kasi ako na people can change, na they can redeem themselves and find great friends in the cycling community. So like many other weddings, may mga pa-games dyan. And dahil gutom na yung mga siklista doon sa kasal ni Wancho, game na game kaming mag-participate. And in the first game, which is question and answer, parang gear up na talaga namin na dapat makakuha tayo ng tamang sagot. Kasi if your table gets the right answer, you will proceed to the buffet para kumuha ng pagkain. Nakakatawa kasi we were brainstorming bago magsimula yung game. Nagbe-brainstorm kami kung ano yung mga possible questions na lalabas doon. So naisip namin, baka tungkol sa mga bike. Ilan yung bike ni Wancho, ano kulay ng bike niya, anong kulay ng bike ni Riri, mga ganon. And guess what? Walang bike question na lumabas. Puro personal and about the couple's childhood. Pero amazingly, nasagot namin yung karamihan sa mga tanong. Nauunahan lang kami ng ibang table, pero tama yung mga sagot namin. And now that I'm mentioning this story, I realize na ang galing-galing na alam namin yung sagot sa mga non-bike questions. Nakakatuwa kasi parang wow, we've actually know more things about Wancho aside from his bikes. Halimbawa, yung mga tanong na saan siya nag-high school, saan nag-propose si Wancho kay Riri, ilan yung kapatid niya. Tapos nung nagsi-speech na siya, nagigets namin yung mga personal references ng mga malalapit talaga sa couple. Ibang klase rin yung yung tinatawag na quote-unquote bike friends. Parang sabi ko nga, ang daling mag-connect with people sa bike dahil you have shared pains. Yung hirap ng inaakyat sa bundok, yung struggle kapag may nasisiraan, yung init ng araw, tsaka yung near accident experiences. Doon sa wedding ni Kevin in Irish, may na-meet din ako na dalawang cyclist na matagal na talagang namimisikleta. Si June and si Winston. Yung si Winston, siya yung tinatawag na ninong ng mga peers niya. So nakakatuwa kasi mga OG tong mga to. Yung edad nila is mga nasa 50 plus na. And nagbabike na sila together for more than 20 or 30 years na ata. Yung friendship nila have been tested by many struggles, issues, and time. Nakabike na sila with other friends sa mga probinsya, nagkaroon na rin sila ng sobrang daming interday bike rides, kumarera na sila, tumambay na ng napakadaming beses, at naka-attend na rin sila ng napakadaming weddings from their bike friends. Pero one striking story during our conversation sa Airbnb. So imagine, inabot namin ng 1 a.m. Kakakwento. Yung story na sinasabi ko is about their friend na nagkaroon ng unfortunate incident sa Thailand. Kinikwento kasi nila yung mga kaibigan nila sa akin at kung ano yung mga ginagawa ng mga siklista noon. Meron silang friend na nagpa-participate sa mga bike events such as ODAX, tsaka yung mga pangmalakasan na cycling. So one time, sumali itong friend nila sa ODAX sa Thailand. Years ago pa to before the pandemic happened. Okay naman daw yung lahat. Excited pa raw itong friend na to at nakita pa nila sa isang bike shop days leading to his ODAX. Unfortunately, nagkaroon ng hit and run incident yung Filipino cyclist habang tinatapos niya yung challenging bike ride. And unfortunately, he did not make it. Isa sa mga unang reaction ko ay galit tsaka gulat. So, kinumusta ko kung nabigyan ba ng justice o paano yung naging arrangement, yung logistics na may nag-attend ba sa kanya kasi nasa ibang bansa siya eh. Tsaka ang hirap ng mga ganong incidents na nasa ibang bansa ka and bigla ka maaaksidente or in that case, yun nga, hit and run. Ang sabi sa akin, cyclists from their bike community teamed up to help the guy. As in, from the Philippines, ginamit nila lahat ng connections nila dito and sa Thailand to trace the driver na nag-hit and run. And in a few days, nakita yung kotse, nakita yung driver. Nadala pabalik sa Pilipinas yung body ng friend nila. Biglang naging sad yung story time, no? But what I'm trying to prove here is through ups and downs. Sa hirap ng pag-akyat sa bundok or bike commute, or maski sa mga problemang personal and beyond bike stuff, sa ginhawa ng rewards after a tough ride, or during momentous life events like weddings, birthdays, and successes, maski sa mga small wins in the bike and personal life, you can always have great friendships na you can find in your bike friends, and you can always do that even as an adult. Ang ganda ng mga weddings na napuntahan ko at nakakatuwa to observe and see friendships grow beyond bicycles. Thankful ako to be invited and be considered as one of those people they'd like to share this important milestone in their lives. Sana makahanap din kayo ng mga kaibigan na ganito. Ang saya lang talaga. Kaya sa wedding ko, ihahanda ko na yung napakadaming bike racks. I'm just kidding. Wala pa akong balak magpakasal anytime soon. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig ng story time ko sa episode na to. And thanks for hanging out with me. If you have stories to tell na gusto nyong ikwento ko dito sa Tambike Session Podcast, just message me on my socials at Buji Babiera on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or even sa page ko na First Bike Ride. Maraming salamat ulit at magkwentuhan ulit tayo sa susunod na episode ng Tambike Session.